Hey, Michael.
Hey Barb, how you doing?
I'm okay. I've been a little better, but
Yeah, me too. Do you have the virus too?
no, I fell it yesterday, so
Oh, I'm
I'm
sorry.
hobbling. Were you guys sick? Your family?
Yeah, we're sick right
Oh,
now.
sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll get
Everyone
through it.
okay though? Basically, okay.
Yeah, the only one that hasn't gotten so far is my wife, so we're just keeping our fingers crossed because she's the one that's got the immunity or immune issues. So
Oh,
we're trying to
okay.
keep mama safe. So
That's good. That's
yeah,
good. I hope it all goes through you real quick.
I hope so
I don't know
too.
what else to say on this.
Yeah, and it was bad
It's
for a
like,
couple.
it's like we're all playing the lottery here or something.
Yeah, it was bad for a couple days, but I'm not backsliding anymore, so I'm feeling better. So it's good.
Good to hear. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Krista.
Hi.
Good morning.
Krista, sorry I didn't get back to you. I'm going to tell you guys a little story about what Barbara did yesterday.
Yeah, Barbara, my feelings were hurt. I was like sitting in the restaurant by myself waiting for you to answer.
Oh, no.
Wait. Oh, that is such a sob story if I've ever heard one.
I was sitting there lonely.
In the restaurant by yourself,
unsure.
calling
The light
me.
was down. I was like,
Unsure.
no
Krista
answer.
Martin, unsure.
No answer.
I was your helpline or your
Hashtag
lifeline.
not loved. What happened? Just kidding. Had me crying again, Barbara.
Someone raise their
Second
hand
day.
if they want her to call next time she's sitting alone in a restaurant, okay?
No one raised their hands. How dare? Oh,
I
see
am.
Audrey.
I am.
Okay, Audrey, let's go. I'll take you to
Okay.
the table. Wait.
Hey, if you're going to do that, I'll answer.
What? We'll get a big table. Anybody can come.
Mm-hmm. Let's go, guys.
Love it.
I do like Prime Table.
It is good.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it took me years to go there, and then we finally did it. Now I do like it. It's the ambiance too. It's kind of feels like you're somewhere else.
Uh-huh. Pietro's and Lodi is like that too.
Yeah.
yeah, like
It's got a nice
Pietro.
atmosphere.
By the
We're getting
fire.
a few more, so I'll start in just a moment, you guys. Please.
Okay.
Thank you for being on time.
Morning, everybody.
Oh, Arthur's here. Arthur can do it too. I'm sorry, Arthur, if you want. I forget I have Arthur to help me if he wants to. I see you're eating though.
That's okay.
What?
I'm just making sure I have food in my
It's
stomach.
likely a gift of them.
I know you have a full day, Arthur. Okay, so I'll go ahead and start. So my little story, just because I was bad, I was not responsive to Krista, who was alone in the restaurant eating and sad, apparently. Yesterday I was at the office, and a lot of you were at Bold. I didn't go because Michele and I had some miscommunication, and I thought she didn't want me to, so I didn't go. In any case, I brought on 2 new agents, so that was good. That's kind of what I'm supposed to do as well. But I was there, and there were a whole 3 people in the office, and they were on the other side because it's split in 2. Well, I'm walking over there. I walk kind of fast, and suddenly I was on the ground. So I fell.
Oh
And
no,
I'm
are
really
you
good at
okay?
falling because I fall occasionally, but this time it took me a little while to get up. And so I think I rolled my ankle, and I was really in pain. So I had to come home. My ankle was, quite large.
No.
So yeah, I didn't respond to you, Krista, because I was not feeling good. And I usually don't. I usually just get right back at it. I'm used to this. Not this time.
That hurts though.
Anyway.
It does.
Yeah, it's getting better, but I was kind of out of commission. I didn't do anything. Except sit on the
I'm glad
couch.
you didn't hit your head or anything.
husband did
Gosh,
help. Oh, I know.
Barbara.
Well, here's a good thing about an Apple Watch. Your Apple Watch starts beeping at you, and it says, "It looks like you fell."
Oh,
Yes. Yes. And luckily, I'm like, "What's that noise?" So luckily, I hit the little button, and then it says, "Are you okay?" Yes. So it is a really cool feature for people like me. So just a little note, if anyone wants to buy one for their parent, you might want to think about that.
So if you said no, would it have called 911?
I think it would have called my emergency contacts, because on my
Okay.
phone I also have it has emergency contacts, like my kid, my husband. So I don't know, I guess I don't really want to test it, but
Right.
I believe that's what would have happened.
I
Mhm.
customized my mom's to say I've fallen and I can't get up.
Yeah.
It also gives
Yeah,
a location.
your mom
where you
fell
fell
again.
at.
Hopefully they don't go, oh, it's just mom falling again, and they don't
Yeah.
ignore it.
She'll be
Oh,
fine.
no.
She does this on a regular. It's okay.
Again?
Well, and the
Yeah.
weird part is that building is so big, no one heard me clump, and I'm sure it made a noise.
Aren't you glad though? That's so
Well,
embarrassing.
yeah, yeah, there's two sides to that. I was glad, and I was glad no one saw me do that so gracefully. But on the other side, what if I had hit my head? No one would have walked over there till 5 o'clock. This was at 2:33. So yeah.
Wow, Barbara, you're trying to show me up for when I fell on Zoom at Bold.
That was a good one. That was good.
Danny.
I'm glad you're okay, Barbara.
Thank you. Yeah, I am. So the other part of my story is I am going to take the afternoon and tomorrow off. My mom is second to the youngest of like 11 or 12 or something. And her last sibling, my godmother, passed away. And so I'm taking my parents to the funeral this afternoon, tomorrow. So I will still be available on the phone today because my husband's driving, but I won't be really working tomorrow. If you really need someone, please reach out to your success coaches. You should be doing that first anyway. Your success coaches are your first point of contact. Okay. If on a weekend they say I'm going away for the weekend, then I am their backup or one of the other ladies. But in regular situations, your success coach is your first point of contact.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see. So I wanted real quick, Arthur is going to share some information with us, and I only have a few minutes of his time. So I'm going to flip this a little. I'm going to let Arthur come on, and then once he's done, because he has another meeting to get to, then I'll do the other things I normally do, some announcements, and then we're going to go over a few things. So Arthur, if you're good, I'll let you go ahead and start that.
Alrighty, so I'm going to share my screen for just a moment. It looks like, Barbara, it looks like you disabled screen sharing. So
I did?
It says the host is disabled screen sharing.
She didn't know that. Okay, how do I do it?
If you click on the little green thing, there should be an upwards arrow, and you can change the permissions to allow screen sharing.
Okay. You mean on the green thing up in the left corner, you mean?
The one that says share screen.
Oh, yeah.
There should be an arrow that will allow you to say only host can share or host cannot share.
Did I get in on the wrong, oops.
There you go.
Oh, okay, share. It's not giving me, there it goes. Okay, sorry. Okay, multiple participants. How's that?
There we go. Now
Okay.
it's mine. I stole it.
Okay.
Can we see my
All
screen?
right. Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to keep this short and sweet. And if anybody does have any questions, please feel free to send me an email. We can set up a time. We can work over the phone, whatever's going to work best for everyone involved. But in order to utilize our command systems the way it's intended, it starts by having a clean contact within your system, meaning all the information is accurate. You've fed it the most information that is possible in terms of birth dates, home anniversaries, first and last name, addresses, neighborhoods, all that good information. Because when it's there, that means that everything is automatically going to populate and transfer over from opportunities into the Docusign room, but making it so that you don't have to re-enter the information multiple times. There are a couple instances in which if you're starting from the listing side, it is more beneficial to go in and use MLS Connect to pull in the information. But this is the way the system was designed to work, to make sure that everybody gets paid correctly and on time as easily and simply as possible. Okay.
Arthur, so did you explain what we're doing here? I don't maybe I missed out.
No, I don't think so. So we're talking about opportunities. Let's see here, contacts and Docusign, and how those three things together can make your writing of contracts, sending out different things that need signatures, can be smoother and less going back and forth from zip forms to CAR to Docusign, downloading forms and re-uploading them into different systems.
Thank you.
course. So first and foremost, you go into opportunities. As soon as my window comes up here. Once we are in opportunities, we're going to go start by creating the opportunity, which I'm sure most of us have already gone through this and know how. If not, set an appointment with me, or I can send you some videos and links and we can work that out. There we go. As we can see here in our PC program, a lot of us are part of the coaching team. Then you have your personal pipeline. You can see all opportunities and all discussions that are related to all of these things. For yourself as a personal member of your own team per se, or a solo agent, you would need to make sure you're clicking on your name. Then you click Create Opportunity and simply follow the prompts, but I'm going to walk us through it. So your market center, depending upon if you're Manteca or Modesto, Stockton, Lodi, or Tracy. If you're Lodi, Tracy, or Stockton, your market center will always say Stockton because Stockton is the brokerage. If you're Modesto or Manteca, it's going to say Modesto because Modesto is the brokerage. Team function, if you're not part of a team, it should stay blank because it's not part of the team. But if you're doing this through a lead that came down through the Market Center coaching program, then you need to toggle this to the Market Center coaching team. That way Barbara will have visibility and your PC coaches can assist within this transaction. Opportunity type is listing or buyer. In California, that's generally what we work with. Once you click on one of those, as you see buyer here, it automatically populates information in the opportunity name. In order to add a client to it, the client first has to be in your data bank with a clean contact. So all you would do is start typing the information. For instance, I'm using myself as the test case, so I find my name. There it is right there. If I had a co-buyer, the same information applies. They have to be in your contacts, clean contact, and then you just add it in as a co-buyer. Opportunity name, as we see now, has been designated my name because I'm the buyer and it's a buyer transaction. However, I would change that because my name isn't so helpful in terms of what MCA is looking for. It needs to be better organized by, I mean, you can leave the name there, but ideally it would be the address of the home.
Okay.
That we're working with and it's in question because that's how they are going to find the opportunity and that's how they are going to help you get paid as fast as possible. Custom tags are important, meaning you can create a custom tag for any opportunity. That way, if you're using a TC, an admin, or a VA, they can see that maybe this is a cash offer or a conventional or an FHA or whatever the case may be. But that's why tags are important, just like it's important to tag your contacts, because this is a way that the opportunities can be filtered and sorted if you're working with 180 transactions a year as a team, or just 15, 30, however many you're doing as a personal agent, I mean, a solo agent.
Can you put the drop down? Oh yeah, go ahead. I wanted to see what our choices were on there.
I don't have any options here, but this is customizable. So just like in the tags, you can create cash, if I can spell, create cash, because I want this to be a cash offer.
Okay.
That way it's designated as so. What really is important here is the red dots, because of course estimated closing date, time frame, budget, those things are flexible because sometimes they change. So those things are editable at any point in these stages. Commission definitely is usually a 2.5 if you're on the buyer side, or if you're working with a new build, it can be 1, it can be 2. That depends on the new build and how that situation is going to work for you as an agent. Listing is generally 6, but of course all that's up for negotiation as well. So at this point, we're going to just leave it at cultivate and watch because that is generally the beginning.
Arthur,
Yes.
Arthur, can I back you up real quick? You said listing is generally 6, but we're still only putting the half that you're going to be achieving, I believe, correct?
No.
That you wouldn't put the 6 there.
You put the full 6.
You do on a listing? No, I think you put the 2 in it. You still are going to put what you would get, I believe.
And when you go into the opportunity, that it gets specified as you go further along and you're creating your demands because that's when the split's going to happen.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
So this is just for the opportunity for the amount of the whole that you're working with right now before the splits.
Okay.
Okay.
So we would then click on create opportunity. I'm going to not create the opportunity because I already have one created. I just wanted to show you how to create the beginning of the opportunity and what fields are important. So I'm going to click out of here. I'm going to go back into my test opportunity, which generally should start in Cultivate. And the reason we start in Cultivate, because this can be where it's either a hot lead or if it's a warm lead or a cold lead. Same way that Danny was talking about in the Twilight session, that we're going to be grading our opportunities from an A all the way down to potentially a D. A meaning their urgency is really high. They want to get in the next 30 days. So those people, we've got to be giving them a different level of attention because their priorities are set higher. Versus a D, which would be maybe like a 6 to 12 month or a 12 to 24 month that you're going to watch, put on a drip, be in communication with to stay top of mind, but they're not the ones that are trying to get into that house right now. So mine is currently under active, and if you want to move any of this around, you just click it and you can move it from bucket to bucket. This is the system helping you stay in line. And also, if you've taken the opportunity to put in your goals, it will help you track all that information for each individual opportunity so that at the end of the year, if you've met your goals, if you've exceeded your goals, if you haven't quite hit those goals, it gives you all those metrics so that you can read the data, understand what happened, and then make adjustments going forward. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yes.
So as it relates to moving it from these different columns into the next bucket, you just click it, move it up towards the next one, and you'll see it in the background that it starts to highlight right back behind there. Then you can just release it, and now it's under appointments versus active.
Okay.
Now I want to get into the actual opportunity. So I double click right there. It opens up and gives me all of the detail information for the contact. Again, this is where it was important. We have to have a clean contact. That way everything automatically comes in. So when you go and put it into a contract, most of the information is already going to be pre-populated for you based on what you put in here. It is always going to be editable. This is just going to be more of a streamlined process to keep you from having to enter everything manually.
And the more you have in there, the more blanks you have filled, the better, right?
Absolutely. But as I said, everything is editable. All you have to do is come to the little pencil, and each section here, you can edit and change information. So if you forgot something, if you entered it wrong, yes, Sandy.
So quick question. I had a new lead that I got last night, set an appointment. So I went into my command, I built the client's information, got all the way to a 96% because I'm missing the social media. Then created an opportunity and put the opportunity into appointment and then scheduled. So now when I go back to my dashboard and I'm looking at the goals, it didn't update. So does it take a while to update from that point?
It's only going to update at the end of each week based on where it moves and new appointments that are kept or things that are moving along. It's a weekly correlation of what you've done.
Ooh, I like that. Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Sandy, did you have a question?
I did. If you have a offer or in contract, can you go back in and add this to it, or should you wait? I mean, going forward, I'll use it, but I didn't when I started the transaction I'm on.
You can, and it will link and it will sync. However, the reason I'm showing it in this fashion, because our system is designed as a one-way initial sync, meaning that when you set up the opportunity first and you click that go to transaction or start transaction, that is literally, I like to think of it as a phone call. That opportunities is calling Docusign and saying, hey, I need to set up a room in an envelope because I'm going to send this information that's coming over to you to this client that needs a signature.
Got
and so
it. Okay.
that one-way sync will happen from opportunity to Docusign, but not the other way at this time. All that makes sense?
Yes.
Awesome. So now we're going to go into the document piece because, of course, as you see in here, we all have access to opportunity. You can fill in details, you can fill in the seller profile, and all of this, if it's done prior to going into Docusign in the room, all this information ports over for you. But as I said, it's a one-way port from opportunity to Docusign, not the other way around. That's why it's highly important to start clean in opportunities and command first. So now we click on, well, first let me start by saying the checklists right here, which are provided from the MCA. If you click this right here, click on whatever option may be working for your current opportunity. It will provide you with a custom, or not custom, a checklist that's already been created. And as you can see right here, these are the items that are required. So these are the items that you will need to have to turn into MCA in order for it to be checked for compliance. So we get paid on time and nobody gets sued, which is all what we want to do. So mine already says go to transaction because I've done this a time or two. But if this is a brand new opportunity, this right here will say start a transaction. And it does the same function. So I'm going to click it. It's going to open up another window, check my permissions, and then take me to Docusign. Load for me. There we go. And then, of course, I like to use the automated functions of all of our computer systems for saving passwords because we have lots of usernames and passwords, and it's so confusing if you try to remember them all yourself. Let the system do the work for you. So now I'm just clicking continue because there's my username. Password is already included, and it's taking me to my Docusign room that has already been created by opportunities.
All right, are you settled?
2, 1.
Do you have anything to discuss or no?
I'm in the productivity Zoom, but what's going on?
No, I just wanted to see if you want to chat
Yeah.
about what
We
I
need
had
to
mentioned
mute
to
someone.
you yesterday about maybe going through the contacts.
Michael, we
and
could
seeing
hear
if they
you.
all have, like,
Somebody's not muted.
Michael, I'll leave it.
Got it.
Perfect. Okay, now my room is all loaded up. Here we go. You can see I'm in the room. Documents are already here because I've worked on this before. But what I'm going to do is take these 3 documents right here that I'm selecting because these are the ones we want to play with right now. And I'm just going to delete them from my system here. Perfect. So now, if you've already gone through the steps of connecting Zip Forms, CAR to Docusign, then you don't have to go to those 2 unless that's just your method and your way that you want to do it. Because I know right now, Danny and I have spoken, there is a certain piece of that she prefers to use, but we can get into that at a different time and I can explain those details to you. So for the instance of right now, what we would do is click on Add. Once you click Add, you go to Docusign Forms. Now, Docusign is going to check your permissions and make sure that everything is linked with the correct passwords so that it will pull every form that CAR has for you to be able to drop down and edit directly in Docusign versus going to the other websites. So now I just click on CAR, which is right here. It looks like it's loading up. There we go. And then right up here in the search bar, I can type in RPA because I want that residential purchase agreement. There are these forms that are already part of it. It says I still have 1 in use. So I'm going to bring the second 2 and add them to my room. Boom. There's everything already added to my room. Now, of course, you can click on each one of these forms individually, and you can go in and edit any piece of the information that you want. Or you can also just let it be by what has already been pre-populated. But like if you put your DRE number incorrectly, if you put an address incorrectly, that can be edited and changed. But all that information has already been brought in based on what we put in opportunities.
Arthur, so the way they are taught is to do a cover sheet. So you can bring the cover sheet in here and fill it in as well, correct?
Correct. But there's also a way in here where you can create what is called a static form, which does the same function as a cover sheet. You would put that form and all the information that you want to import, and then you simply right-click here and apply, oops, that's not where it is. You apply the static form to the document. So it would input your first and last name, your brokerage, your DRE number, and all that same information that we do inside the template in Zip Forms, but it's just a different way that it functions here.
So is that static form basically a template you reuse every time, or you have to create it every time?
No, it's one that you can use every time based on the form that you're using. So you would definitely, just like the other side, have to create different static forms for the different forms that are available with the pre-filled information that you want to be pre-filled every time.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so that, of course, that I just opened up shows the editability of all the forms, but now we're going to take it into when we're getting ready to send it off for signatures. I have seen some agents that go through and put all of the signature lines, the initial lines, and the date lines, or not lines, but the boxes in individually and put them on manually. And that's a way to do it, but that is not the fastest, simplest way to do it. So if we click here where it says create envelope, that's going to take these forms, put them in the envelope, and help us prepare them to be sent off for collection of signatures.
Arthur, before that, like if we want to send our docs to our success coach so they can review them, is it easier I'm assuming it's going to be easier to do that in this command than like CAR, because it takes forever to load for Danny because she's not part of the transaction. And I'm not sure that, I don't know, I'm looking for something much faster, I guess.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll get out of this and then I'll address that right now, because that is something that is possible. It's just a matter of permissions. So right here, this is the Docusign room where I just came right back to where we were as soon as it loads. It's going to show me that same area that we were just at, where I had all the documents down there before I sent them to the envelope room. So if you're wanting to say, have Danny check on your documents, then you come into people, because we all have our own Docusign rooms. Apologies for my slow system. Okay, so this is where you click invite. You click invite, you can add anybody that you want to in here. For instance, Danny, I would type in her information right here. I think it's DannyB@kw.com. And then I would fill in her first and last name, and then you can see what side, or assign her if she wants to be listing and buy side, if you're working on two different transactions, or if it's just a listing, just a buyer. You're giving her permissions to come in, look at the documents, and add comments and help you edit it. That way she is able to assist you without having to go through the trouble that Sandy was talking about, because she wasn't part of the transaction. This is enabling her in her own Docusign room to look at those documents and do any edits that need to be done for you. Same way we have here, these are other test cases that I was showing different agents how to do, but in every single room, KW admin is part of it, as well as the market center and the stock and services account, because they are the owners of all of our opportunities and transactions. You can also add, go ahead.
Arthur, right now what's happening is they're sending me the documents. I load the documents into my Google Drive, and I'm able to make comments right then and there, and then share it from my Google Drive and email it back to them to where they can see all the comments.
Right, but to get it to you, Danny, I have to search for you in my Google contacts, and I don't know how safe that is, but it takes a long time for those documents to load. Now,
but they shouldn't. So what I'm thinking, they shouldn't. So what I'm thinking is that when you're in CAR, you can literally click on the multiple documents, save as a PDF, and then email me that PDF. So that works like that.
And then you can go back in. I know we talked about that.
And then any corrections, you're never making adjustments to PDFs. You're going to go back into your CAR forms and make those corrections. Then once again, send those out to be signed once those corrections are made and reviewed by us again. So it shouldn't take long, because it literally takes a matter of 3 minutes to PDF it, email it, and boom, done.
Okay, and we talked about that. I just want to make sure this system, what I have to do for this system, because I'm going to start using this one going forward. And
I just don't know how I can put comments on here is what I'm saying.
Right, I want to make sure you can still make notes.
During this, I don't want to say that this is the ultimate only way. You got to go to your PC coaches, because they're the ones that are working that system, and it's up to them and you guys how you all are going to do that.
Right.
I'm simply providing information as to what is possible within the systems that are available to us.
Arthur, I heard you say though that you can, as the PC coaches, we can make comments. Is there a place in a function in here to make comments that they see that they can fix? Like
Yes.
Adobe Acrobat or whatever does?
Correct, because you can give permissions to be a viewer, you can give permissions to be an editor, you can give permissions for full editability of the form access. It just depends on what the individual and the person they're inviting, what the purpose and intention is.
But I don't want to edit their form.
Right.
I want them to edit the form. Otherwise, they're not going to learn. So I don't want to edit their form. I just want to be able to comment on the edits that need to be made.
And that's what I'm asking. I want her to be able to do that part.
Gotcha. So what I will do is I'm going to write this down and I'm going to figure out that answer and I'll get it back to the PC coaches. Because yes, it is best that they edit and it is best that everybody can have visibility, but you don't need to do the work for them. Correct.
Right. And one other thing, just so you know, Sandy, as long as you use a Keller Williams email, our Google Drive is for our company and it is perfectly safe.
Okay.
So
as long as you're using the Keller Williams emails.
I am.
Okay.
Hence why it's important that we all use our KW emails, because if you don't, then you're having to request permission from us in order to get into those contracts that we're reviewing for you.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And to further that and tag on to it, if you have a Docusign account that you are paying for on your own, you're going to be limited by the number of rooms and envelopes you have to send, and you're going to have to pay more. Keller Williams has already provided a corporate pro account to each individual that's part of the team where you don't have limitations. That is one of the reasons why it's important to utilize the @KW email address when utilizing Docusign for this. You already have it set up. It's already there for you. Okie dokie. So back to where I was over here. Does everybody know what pre-tagged roles are?
No.
Yes, love them. Okay.
Awesome. So pre-tagged roles is the system's way of putting in the signature line, the date line, the initial line. That does it all for you. Automation, which automation, I found a new keyword that I like to use. It makes it automagical. You click the button.
That's magical, huh?
Hashtag PTR and automagical.
Mhm.
Need that on a shirt.
Notes here. We're going to come right back into where we were at of taking it to the envelope, so that we can use the pre-tagged roles to send it out to the people that need to give us those signatures. Dun, 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 dun. I need a faster internet. There we go. So envelope details, we don't ever want to leave what's right here that says, please Docusign. That's an automated thing that's in there, but we need to specify if it's for 123 Main Street and to Mrs. Bauer. And then also at the bottom, we want to make sure we put in a message like, please make sure you get these documents reviewed and signed and send back to me no later than Friday. That way there's a deadline and they're not just going to sit there forever. But of course, at this point in the transaction, you should be in very close communication with your client to make sure that, like, hey, I've already sent this, I need your signatures, let's do this now. So all these documents that are already in here, the easiest way to go about this is right down here where it says add recipients. If you click on that, first thing is pre-tagged roles. So if you click on that, it's now giving you all the information based on things that you've brought in and populated. So if I select buyer 1, I'm going to be using me as the test for all of these, but if you have other information, meaning you have the buyer, you have the listing agent, the seller, XYZ, those are where you'd specify who's going to get what. Buyer 1 would be me. Seller 1 would be buyer agent to define or seller agent to define. That way it's going to be defined elsewhere when they send it off to their people to get the signatures. Buyer agent 2, if there's one, I'm going to just select me, but this is where it all comes in. Then you can also add your escrow agent if need be, if they need to be part of this transaction. So add selected. Then it gives me all of this lovely information, and this is the routing of what's going to happen. These numbers over here dictate the way everything's going to go. If I send it out right now, it's going to hit my email address first, wait for the action of me to do the signing before it goes to buyer agent 2. Same thing, it'll stop and wait for the signatures for it to be returned back before it goes to seller agent, then seller 1.
Arthur, can you change the order in which that appears?
Yes, you can change all of these numbers to 1 if within your transaction you just want everybody to get the signatures done and it doesn't matter who does it first or second. But of course, that's dependent upon your transaction. It's not for every transaction. But yes, you can put them all at 1 and it'll send it all to everyone to do the signatures, and it won't do that wait and get the signature before.
So you just change the numbers to the number order.
So this can be 1112 or 1222 or whatever the case may be that works for your specific transaction.
Arthur, so we don't normally send it to, you're saying that this is sending it to the other agent on the other side and the other person on the other side?
This is
He's saying you're able to.
You're able to, as an example. I'm not saying that's what you're going to do.
Yeah, we don't normally do that because we don't actually have their emails. We might have the other agents, but we don't have the other parties.
Well, this is where right here, I set it to be defined by the seller. So you're going to be sending it to the seller agent, and then they can add that information.
So they have to know how to use this system? I mean, I've never done that. I'm just curious.
If they're all in Docusign, absolutely yes. But if they use like .loop or some other function, then you simply wouldn't send it this way to them.
So I would recommend we don't do that at all because they all use different systems and we have no idea of knowing what they are, and you're just going to get hung up. So just keep it to our parties.
Right.
But how do they sign it then? Don't they have to sign on our document?
They're going to get an email.
Yeah.
From your
From their
TC.
PC.
Okay, yeah, that's right. And it goes.
Yeah, we don't set it up for them at all.
Right. So this is just the explanation of the possibilities. But of course, as Barbara's saying, that's why you go to your PC coach to explain to you how it works specifically. So I've removed the 2. So we're just working with us and the buyer side so that when we send this out, they will get the information, we'll get it returned. And then the next piece is ask Barbara or your PC coach as to what the next step is to go do. So from here, I would click next, which is going to give me the editability of the forms and show me where all the pre-tagged role information has been populated.
Then you don't miss any slots and you don't have to resend things.
Correct. Exactly. Because the system itself will not let them proceed forward if they missed a signature. It will prompt say, you need to finish whatever XYZ.
So how does this work when we bring in an attachment that needs to be signed that you didn't bring in clean, you brought it in as an attachment. Does this work the same way?
It does. So there are multiple ways you can do that. You can actually upload the document itself into your room, or if it's coming via email, you can send the email to your Docusign inbox along with the subject containing the ID of the room, and it will automatically put it in the room for you.
Where is the room ID located?
Let me show you. But let me finish this.
Okay.
So just right here, this is just an example of where this information is populated already. And as you can see on this side, it did it through the entirety of the documents. If you had multiple information like buyer and seller, this is the toggle over here, which shows you the different colors and who's signing where. That makes sense. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. All this is editable. Then you would hit send and it goes off for signatures. We're not going to do that right now. I'm going to get back and answer Barbara's question. So when you're in the Docusign room, at the very top, it starts with the name of the room, and then right underneath that, it gives you the Docusign ID. So right here, your ID number. If you're sending it as an email, the hashtag and the numbers have to be present. Hashtag and numbers have to be present. If not, it won't work as intended. So in order to do this, you need the ID, the number, and the hashtag. You would come into click on your name in the top right corner, go into preferences because you need to look at your email address for Docusign and customize it. Don't leave it the way it's automatically set, and I'll show you why. So first and foremost, as soon as it loads, you want to click on inbox details, and it's going to give you that information. Everybody's would say, mine initially said Arthur dot a string of numbers at mail.docusign.net. Erase everything after the dot and put your last name. So as an example, you'd be pulling up your email. You're putting in the to box Arthur.Martinez or yours respectively at mail.docusign.net. In the subject line is where you're putting the hashtag and the numbers, which is the room ID, and then you're attaching that file that Barb is referring to. That file itself, once it hits your inbox for Docusign, based on the ID room number, will automatically be put into your room. And then you just follow the steps to send it out wherever else it needs to go. That makes sense, Barbara?
Yes, thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay. Are there any other questions as it relates to this flow process other than things that should go to your PC?
What I'll do is as soon as this uploads today, I will send it out to you guys. So you have this recording.
That'd be great.
Just because clearly this is important information. And
Mhm.
Arthur, thank you so much for putting this together for us. I know you want to jump on another meeting, but that was really helpful. And it's been a mystery to me because of course I didn't learn that way. And this is all I continue to do it the old way. And honestly, some of what I do, I think is easier, but we should be using, this is an opportunity for you to all learn how to utilize the system in place.
If you guys have any further questions, of course, look at the video or reach out to me, shoot me an email, let's set an appointment, and then I will help you out.
Very good.
Thank you.
Mike, do I have it again?
You should, yeah, because I can only leave meeting.
Okay, thank you. All right, thanks. I hope that was helpful to all of you. I know I'm gonna have to watch it again.
Yeah.
But it's, it's a way to use command wasn't always here. And so and it wasn't always working either. When command first came on, this system didn't work the way it does now. So I wanted him to expose us to it so that some of you can start utilizing it. Since you're brand new, might as well learn the way to use the system, right?
Mhm.
So please take advantage of that. And I will send this recording out when it uploads. So back to what we normally do. I just wanted to do a couple of shout outs real quick. Let's see. So congrats, Audrey, $1 million seller.
Thank you.
Audrey, good job.
Woo.
Good job.
I
First
lived through it.
listing, $1 million. That doesn't happen a lot. Actually, Ronaldo did that once, but I told Audrey yesterday, I've never sold $1 million property. So she should be leading this meeting.
I was very surprised.
Yeah, good job. And how did she do that? She let her neighbors know that she was a realtor because this person was listed living right across the street from her.
Mhm.
So hopefully everyone kind of takes heed at that. Janet Soto, who's not here, she also closed it. I might have mentioned that last week, but wanted to make sure. Krista helped Audrey with that sale.
Yep.
Krista was on the other side. It's another $1 million person. Good job, Krista.
Hey, thank
Um,
you.
Good job, Audrey.
Christina Wagner.
Audrey was really good to work together. It was good working with
We
her.
did really good together, I think.
Good. Well, you will continue to be working together. So that's great.
Okay, good.
Christina Wagner. I don't know if Christina's on here. I don't see her, but she closed a transaction this last week that she worked on for a very long time. So very good. And Melanie, you got into contract. I saw Melanie. I don't know if she's still here. So good job.
I'm still here.
Okay, there you are. I'm sorry, Melody, not Melanie. I'm sorry. I wrote it down
That's
wrong.
okay.
Ronalda just got a new listing, went on the market yesterday. Good job. And I know she's already had an offer. And I know that she's writing an offer and encounter. So lots of stuff happening. As I was, did I miss anyone before I keep moving? I apologize if I did. Hopefully I caught y'all. We all know Janice is like superstar Janice with 3 escrows right now.
Yep.
So I think I mentioned that last week, but good job, Janice. And Janice, did that happen overnight? Did all those 3 escrows at once happen overnight?
2 of them in 1 week. But it took me
since you joined the program.
I think it took about 6 months of nurturing.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So this isn't instantaneous business, guys. You have to work hard to get the business. Audrey was on the market for a while. She had to get her sellers to reduce their price. So there was work involved. As I was looking at those numbers though, I started thinking about a few things. So I thought I want to see a show of hands, and I see a lot of you aren't on here again. So, try to be on here unless you are at another job. I really would appreciate that. Nice to see your faces. Love seeing your hat, Raina. Good to see you here. On that note, Raina, I saw you did your Zoom video live, whatever, your Instagram live yesterday. That was great. I will just say one thing. Please don't be doing those while you're driving and then putting them live. Because if any of us had to hear you in an accident, I think it would be very traumatic to us and possibly to you. So I would be more careful about that, you guys. I think that was awesome. I did click on it for a little bit and I like what you were doing. I could tell your excitement from Bold, but be very careful. Driving and doing videos is probably not the best idea. Okay. We don't want anything to happen to any of you. Also, I saw Jonathan had some really cute TikToks or something. I don't know if those are Instagrams or TikToks, and you're using your son. I hope he's getting royalties from that. Good job.
He gets a roof over his head.
Exactly.
No, he should be having money put into his college fund or something. Good job though. Very nice. I'm sure there were others. What I am liking, it was really exciting to see you guys. I can see that there's a energy in all this social media that you're doing, and you're trying new things. Ronaldo as well. I've been seeing a lot of your stuff, and good job. Keep at it. I'm envious of you because I haven't crossed that threshold, but I'm really envious of you because I think you're going to get people starting to pay attention to you. You might have big following. Who knows? You could be an influencer soon. So
there you go.
Keep at it. Okay. But as I was looking at the people who got into contract, I wanted to ask a few questions. So I do want to see a show of hands, please. Or you can also go down to your reactions at the bottom and you can raise your little hand there. Who wrote an offer this week? Doesn't mean it got accepted. You just wrote one. 1, 2, 3. 3 people. Okay. Who went on a listing of, I got yours, John. That was 1, right? Okay. Who went on a listing appointment this week? Right, Ronaldo, didn't you? So 1, Danny did 2. Anybody else? Oh, Jennifer, that's right, 3. Jennifer's almost in contract there too, hopefully, right, Jennifer? So good. Who walked a neighborhood this last week? 1. Do I have another screen? I don't think so. 1. Okay.
I did.
You did too. Thank you. I must have missed out. Who went on an inspection, like a home inspection, a pest inspection, a roof, that kind of thing? 1, 2. Tandy, you did, I think, since we last talked. That's 3. I'm just going to say 3. Who held an open house this last week?
I did.
1, 2, 3. Anybody? Danny, did you?
No, but I will say Sandy did, and we had another PC agent that shadowed with her, so that counts as 2.
Okay, 5. There was someone else that did. Daphne did. I mean, Daisy did. Daphne did, and someone else I heard 6. I'm going to say 6 that I heard about. They might not be on the call. Okay, who's holding an open house this week?
I am.
Ronaldo?
John is.
John?
And Jonathan.
2. Anybody else? Okay. Okay, so who's?
Can I add in real quick?
Yes.
Sophie and Karen are going door knocking today.
Okay, awesome. So I'll ask them that next week, but thank you. That's good because I know you're going to start working on that. So my point here, we're all in the business of real estate. Some of you are wondering why hasn't anything happened, but I just went over like 5 or 6 different parts of real estate. I'm going to ask one more. Who, and some of you should say yes if you're in bold. Who called people, at least 10 people this week about real estate? At least 10.
I did.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I did.
6, 7, 8. I see 8. I think I counted 8. 9. Okay, so I said this week. How many did you call, Danny, this week? Maybe estimate.
Last night after Bold, I called 10, and I have 20 contacts for my goal today. And what I called last night, I actually booked an appointment for tomorrow.
Awesome. Very
Does
good.
text messaging count?
I'm sorry?
Does text messaging count?
Absolutely.
Well,
if it's 2-way.
the arena we live in, yes. Yes, if it was a personal, not a send out mass email, texting.
Yeah, it was perfect.
So someone else said that they made some phone calls. Who else did?
I did.
John, how many people did you call? Have you called?
40 so far, and they're all geo lead cold calls.
Great. And are you checking the TCPA or whatever those letters are?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I don't want that smoke.
Yeah. And everyone, if you didn't, go back to your Instagram, and if you haven't subscribed to John, subscribe to John, and you'll see the cute little TikTok that he doesn't want to do it. That's however you did that. Very, very nice. Caught my attention. I'm sure it caught a lot of other people's as well. So my message here is we have to do things in this business. I just named like 6 or 7 things. And honestly, there's a room of 24 people, including myself, and the same hands went up. So how many of you want to get into business in the next 10 days?
I want to be in business tomorrow.
Everyone.
Okay, but let's do a 10-day window, because it doesn't always happen overnight, right? Okay, so I'm going to ask these questions. I can't be here next week. We have ALC. We have a speaker next week. But the next time I come back, and I want to see more people can answer that they've participated in their own success. Because if you don't participate in your own success, are you going to have any?
Nope.
You're not. I mean, you might get lucky. Your cousin, your sister, your mother, your aunt might call you and say, hey, I need you to list my house, right? And then what are you going to be possibly?
One
and
and
done. A one and done. Right?
One and done.
Who wants to be a one and done? Raise your hand.
Nobody.
No, you don't, Kathy. That was a trick question. We don't want to be a one and done. You guys, you want to keep going in this business. Jennifer is going to be getting her first listing. I'm glad you're on this call today, Jennifer, and I hope that Docusign helped you today. And I will get you the recording this afternoon, because you sent me, I don't know how to do Docusign. Well, I'm going to send you something that will hopefully help you get started on that. But also, just so you know, Car Forms does have information on using their system. At least there is a system there as well that's also free. But you guys, you have to help yourselves. You have to look for these things. Don't just show up because suddenly you got a deal going. You got to always be participating in your own success. So not trying to brag on you, but when you look at the numbers and you see who's being successful, it's a story. It tells it. It tells, numbers don't lie. As Michele says, it's very true. It's very true. Numbers don't lie. So you guys keep working hard. Keep working hard, because I feel the rates are up, but I know it's tough to get an offer accepted. So that's why I didn't even say who got one accepted. I said who wrote one, because even writing one right now is going to give you practice, right? And it's like by writing them. Yeah, it's disappointing when you don't get accepted. I'm in there right now, but at least you're practicing this new contract and you're getting more familiar, getting more confident, and you're building your experience. So don't think of it as a waste of time. Think of it as an experience to add to your business knowledge. Okay. How many went to Bold yesterday? I could feel the energy. I did not, as I mentioned earlier, I did not get to go, but I could feel the energy from watching your guys' social media. That's exciting. So keep at it. I hope it's good for you. I will plan to be there next week. We do have Twilight tonight. Don't forget. And we also have script practice. I don't know if Beth is here yet. So we do have Twilight tonight and script practice. I believe it's Arthur tonight, if I'm not wrong.
That's correct.
Good, thank you. And then, so, tune in. I definitely need to start making an effort for that too, because I can see I'm missing out. He's really great knowledge. If you do have questions and you want individual attention, make an appointment with him, you guys. And make sure the other thing, remember to your coaches are all going to send out an expectations reminder, just so you all know what their working hours are. And please take heed of that. I'm going to tell you what I did this weekend. So I was backing someone up this weekend. And so I was getting, she had an offer. It was Saturday. We started on it probably at like 5. I finished working on it probably 10:30 that night. And you know what? I was getting a little bit upset because I kept working on it, but I didn't want to let her down. But at the same time, I recognized no one else was going to see that at 10:30, but I was stubborn. I kept at it. Yesterday, I checked in on her. How did that offer go? Oh, they changed their mind. They didn't even send it. So then I'm like, well, crap. I just wasted, I had my grandkids, I'm watching Encanto with them on the couch with my computer on my lap and not really paying attention because I'm looking at my computer. So what did I do? I took away from time with my kids, right? With babies.
Right.
And for what? Nothing. So honestly, anything on the weekends, people aren't going to look at any offers that late at night. I won't be doing that again. And I hope the success coaches won't either. And I hope none of you expect them to. That's not fair. Okay. We get anything after 7:30, or they're going to send you their hours, but basically after 7:30, consider it tomorrow's work. Because I don't know any doctor or surgeon or nail person or hair person that worked after 7:30. We're not either. Okay. So consider tomorrow. We'll look at it as soon as we possibly can. And we're not, we want to help you, but we also have to respect our families and our time with them. Okay. So I hope you all understand that.
Yeah.
And then I want a reminder, we have boot camp coming up next week. It's going to be done differently this time. Like I mentioned last week, it's going to be 2-hour segments. So it won't take up so much of your day or ours. And hopefully I'll keep the energy going with everyone. Cause I know it's been hard with these 4-hour ones, but on the 11th, it's from 10 to 12. On the 18th, it's from 10 to 12. On the 25th, it's from 10 to 12. And we already sent it's been posted. So take a look. It's also already on the calendar. Please let me know by next Wednesday if you plan to attend. On the first day, we will be starting into RPAs. We'll also be doing some of the background information, how to talk to the buyers, that kind of thing. But please tune in if you'd like. If you need a refresh, you're very welcome to be there. You just need to let me know ahead of time so I can send you the link. I don't send the link till you register with me. Okay. And then the other thing, career night, we just so you know, and that flyer I will send to all of you today. It's going to be on the 16th. Don't forget, Tracy and Stockton, 6 to 7. You are welcome to bring someone. Or come and participate if you want, because we do have you talk. This is a joint effort from the success coaches and the PC program is doing this, but we want you can all participate. We're all going to grow this company. We're all going to grow our market centers, and that's how we do it, right? And people pick up on the energy and the synergy of someone being there to share what they've done as a participant at Keller Williams. So you're very welcome to be there, but if nothing else, pass the flyers or market the flyers when we get them out. Okay. And see, how am I on time?
Barbara, can I just piggyback on the boot camp?
Please.
That even if you guys have gone to the boot camp last month or the month before, I still highly recommend that you still schedule it in and go to it, because maybe there's something that was said or missed previously that you're going to catch on to now, or something's going to click now that a lot of you are writing offers. And, boot camp's not just a one and done kind of thing. It's one that you get better at each time you pour into it. So I highly recommend, even if you've already gone before, go again.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Thank you. I mean, Fridays typically are a little slower. I've been doing this a long time, right? And in all my years, Fridays usually kind of everyone starts to wind down. I mean, there's anomalies sometimes, but Monday through Thursday, there's meetings, there's all kinds of stuff going on. But usually by Friday, your calendar might be a little slower, and we did it so it's 10 to 12. So you could actually be off after 12 if you wanted. So could we. So, it's just kind of a good way to end the week and to get more knowledge, because honestly, I know some of you have come back several times, and I hope it's helpful to you, because it does start to click. The first time, obviously, you're not going to pick it all up. And so the more you hear it, the better it is going to be for you. Anybody else have anything they'd like to share? No?
I will say, I would like to challenge everybody that if you're not doing an open house, then you need to go out and visit at least 5 open houses this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. I mean, be doing the activities, whether you have clients or not. Be that agent, get out there, know your inventory. If you're not doing an open house, go to open houses.
Yeah. And go steal the people that are over there. I'm just kidding.
No, John, no, actually, to piggyback on that, no, that something similar came up with that. And we want to make sure that we are professional and we're courteous, and perception is a lot, right? And so if you're an agent, you're lingering out front, and then the clients come up to you, then it's not professional courtesy, and we're not, that's not the Keller Williams way at all.
Well, and
so.
actually we all have to take an ethics course when we sign up to be realtors, and that's not being ethical. So be very careful with that. You know, if someone approaches you, that's different, but don't stand there like you're looking for them to approach you or, you know, have a sign or any of that.
Don't be leechy.
It's an opportunity. It really is an opportunity to know your inventory, you guys. That's how you're going to learn. You're going to see what houses have, and you're going to notice, look at the roofs, you know, look at the cracks in the cement, look at the counters, look at the, look in the bathrooms. Are there water stains? I mean, things to start looking for as a realtor. It's just really good knowledge. That's why I always want you to go on inspections as well. And
didn't we challenge people to do advids?
Yeah, we did. I don't think anyone got, we talked about this at our meeting on Tuesday. We talk about you guys on Tuesdays. No, we do have a meeting. We're trying to all be on the same page. But on Tuesday, we did talk about this and nobody received an avid. So we can challenge you all again. Someone send us an avid and show us what you do. And we will review them. Unfortunately, not next week. I have to be on an ALC meeting. All of us coaches have to. Patty Ortega will be leading the meeting next week. Patty is a very successful agent who's been with Keller Williams for probably the longest in our whole office, because she came from another state and was Keller Williams there. And she's really, really energetic. So please plan to be on there. And Patty will be the one leading the meeting next week. So I'm going to go ahead and switch it to you, Beth, carefully. Remind me what to co-host. What do you have co-host? Oh, you're there, co-host. I think that's you. There you go. So I think if I do an end, I'm going to do this correctly. I hope. If not, don't go away. Oh, see, it tells me to assign it.
Yeah, assign it. I couldn't find the link, so I had to sign in under your name today. It wouldn't let me in. All right. I think it worked. Yeah. Okay. Hi, guys.
Hi.
How is everybody today?
Good.
Doing well, thank you.
Great. Did you guys see the script thing that Barbara sent out? Okay,
Yes.
so this one's a little bit different. It is from Bold, and it's going to give you an opportunity to play around with it a little bit. So you're going to read it, and it's more of like a guideline than a script. So it's a little bit more of a live conversation starter. So we'll send it out into breakout groups like we always do. I'll pop in and out, and then we'll have like a 5-minute or less recap so you can tell me how it went. Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. So breakout rooms. And we'll try 4. And if you're in a breakout room and it's just you, I will move you. So don't worry. You should be getting invites. Hey, let's see. Deborah Rose, did you get an invite? And John Angelo Realtor. And let's see. 3.
I think it might be just me, Beth.
Yeah, I think so. Because we've got Angelo Realtor and Deborah Rose. They both have invites and haven't done anything with them. So
Are you still recording?
I don't know how to unrecord. Do you know how to unrecord?
Yeah, down at the bottom, just hit the record.
Stop video, security. Stop recording. There we go.